Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, JG Sports here, bringing you guys my game preview of the Week 14 matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and my Cleveland Browns. This game is going to be a Monday Night Football game. It's going to be exciting. The whole world will be able to see it. It's in prime time. It's in Cleveland, so it's going to be a huge game for both teams here, as it's not just a divisional game, but it's also for playoff contention here because the Browns right now are 9-3, so they're sitting pretty for the wild card spot. But the Ravens are 7-5, so they basically need to win out the rest of the season in order to stand a chance to make the playoffs. So I think the Ravens desperately need this game more. But yeah, let's just kind of jump into this video and talk about what each team's doing so far. So the Ravens are coming into this game off of a win against the Dallas Cowboys last week. I believe it was Tuesday Night Football they played. Yeah, Tuesday night, I think. They beat the Cowboys 34-17, so they beat them pretty well. But the Cowboys were in the game for quite a bit of time. If the Cowboys weren't sloppy, I think they could have beat the Ravens. So the Ravens are not quite themselves as they were back when I think of 2019. They were just unstoppable. They're not unstoppable this year. Yes, I think they improved last game. Yes, they've got Lamar Jackson back. They're starting to get guys back on their team. They're becoming more healthier, therefore they're more of a threat. But they're still looking vulnerable. Lamar Jackson is not looking too great as a passer. I watched, last game, and even with some wide open guys, he wasn't making too great of throws, which gives me some hope for the Browns. But Lamar Jackson's just such a problem though, because not only can he throw the ball, he can throw the ball, but he's not the best, but he can throw. But he's also a great runner, and that's what teams are afraid of. And it kind of, it complicates, the opposing team's game plan heading into a game against Lamar, because you have to worry about the run so much with him. And then they also have J.K. Dobbins from OSU, who I love, although I don't like him this game, going up against him. But we got to face J.K. Dobbins, they got Mark Ingram still, and they got Gus Edwards. So they got three big-time running backs, plus Lamar Jackson, who I think is probably the best running back of them all, and he's not even a running back. So, yeah, the Ravens definitely could be a big threat. Not only are they a threat on offense, but they're a big threat on defense too. One of the best defenses of the league, in my opinion. They got the defensive front with Calais Campbell. He is back. He didn't quite look like himself last game, but I think he's going to look better this game now. He's getting more healthier. Now, of course, they have a great secondary. They got Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey at cornerback, who are two very good cornerbacks. Although I do think they do hold a lot on defense. I think they get away with a lot of penalties, but whatever. That's just me being a Browns fan and hating on the Ravens. But yeah, they definitely got a good defense. They're probably gonna play man coverage against Baker and the Browns. So that means our receivers are definitely got to have a good game to give us a chance here. But yeah, that's the Ravens. Although they've been losing lately, they did win the last game, and that they desperately do need this game to win. Let's talk about the Browns, because the Browns are doing a lot right now, and they're having one of their best seasons in years. So, yeah, the Browns are coming off a big-time win against the Tennessee Titans last week with final score 41-35 Browns. Put up record high 38 points in the first half. It was absolutely crazy to watch. It was super fun. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Baker absolutely balled out. I think if he looks this way every single game, he's definitely our franchise quarterback, and I think the Browns are heading toward the playoffs for sure, and they could even make a deep run in the playoffs if he plays the way he played last week. The question is, can he play this way against the better defense? Because Tennessee's defense was not ranked very well. I believe they were ranked 28th in defensive pass for the God, what am I saying? Yeah, they were just not ranked good in the passing game for defense is what I'm trying to say. And so therefore Baker took advantage of it. But now he's coming up against a better defense, not just in the passing game, but also the running game too. Baltimore stops the run pretty well. I saw them stop and shut down Ezekiel Elliott last week in Dallas. But yeah, I think the Browns, they're going to have a really good offensive plan. But they did last week, so I have faith and hope that Ken Stefanski and the coaching staff will come up with another great game plan this week to help Baker Mayfield succeed once again. I think you could see Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt have a pretty decent game. I don't think they're going to have breakout games or anything because Baltimore's defense is good. But I think, you could see them start to wear down that defense, especially heading into the second half, which could help us gain some momentum. But, the Browns defense stepped up last week, especially that first half. They made some plays, got some turnovers against Tennessee, which is really good because Tennessee's not one to turn the ball over. They got a fumble off Derrick Henry, and they got an interception off Ryan Tannehill. So the defense does clutch up sometimes when they need to. Sometimes they look god-awful, and then, other times they're getting turnovers. So they're just not very consistent. So it's hard to predict what our defense is going to do. I think something big to note here is Denzel Ward. We're still not exactly sure of his injury status right now. He had that calf sprain, I think, or something. I don't know. But he's got something going on. I saw our head coach say, he didn't practice today, but he said it's not a long shot for him to play Monday. So there's a chance he could play Monday. I'm not going to bank on it. I feel like he's probably not going to play because I feel like they would have been more confident about his stats by now. It's Friday. The game's Monday. So I feel like they're probably going to rest him Monday just to make sure he's absolutely ready to go and, not to risk anything. But if he doesn't play, that's going to be huge because he's just such a good cornerback. And Baltimore's definitely got some dangerous receivers and Hollywood Brown and God, who's the other guy? Marquise Brown, and then I can't think of their other receiver. But yeah, they got some big time receivers, and they got Mark Andrews. I believe he's coming back, one of the best tight ends in the league. So the defense has got their hands full. And then, of course, if you're going to talk about defense, you got to bring up Myles Garrett for the Browns. Just a huge playmaker. Hopefully he has a big game this week. I believe the Ravens Pro Bowl left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, is out. So you could see Myles Garrett possibly have a good game. He makes big-time plays when we need to. It's going to be hard against Lamar because he's just so fast. It's hard to take down. But, Myles Garrett makes an impact on games. And hopefully this time, if Myles Garrett gets held, the refs call it because they did not call holding on Myles Garrett at all last game, and it pissed me off. But, God, they just treat Myles Garrett unfairly. I feel like the refs always favor the Ravens, too. But, just typical Browns fan trash talking the Ravens here. But anyway, yeah, so I hope Joe Woods, comes up with a good defensive plan again, like he did last week in Tennessee. We saw them do the 5-man defensive front for the Browns to try, stop Derrick Henry, and it worked for the most part. But I don't know if they're going to do that for the Ravens. They could, but Lamar Jackson threw all over the Browns week 1, so we can't let him do that this week, but we also have to contain his running. So yeah, we got a lot on our hands this week, but a lot to prove too. I think this is a really good opportunity for the Browns because they're beating teams. Yeah, they're 9-3, but they have yet to show that they can beat the top dogs in our division, like the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if they could get a big win against the Ravens on Monday night in front of the whole world, at home in front of the fans, that'd just be absolutely awesome. They would improve to 10-3, and Baltimore fall down to 7-6, which would make it hard for them to make the playoffs. So yeah, this is a huge game, a lot on the line for both teams. As far as my prediction goes, I picked against the Browns twice in the past few weeks. I picked against them the Eagles game and the Titans game last week, and they proved me wrong both times. Therefore, I learned my lesson, and I got a lot of faith. But the Browns, I like what they're doing. I like where this team's going. They seem to have a lot of confidence right now and momentum, and the players just seem to absolutely love this team. Just seeing them on social media and all that, they just love the team. And I think they're going to do everything they can to win this game. I think it's going to come down to the wire. My bold prediction is that the Browns are going to beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football and improve to 10-3. They're going to beat them by 1 point, I think. It's going to come down the wire. I think we win, oh my God, I'm trying to think, 27-26. Yeah, that's going to be my prediction. So yeah, the Browns beat the Ravens. That's my prediction, although anything could happen. But yeah, hopefully the Browns win, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.